So you heard of the phrase fake it till you make it. It's a very popular phrase, and lots of people, in fact, most people, look at it as something positive. Now, there is a fundamental issue with that phrase. And in this video, I'm going to talk about not just in terms of the personal effect, but brand effect. So, if brands are using that kind of philosophy based on bad advice that you find online, what happens? Fake it till you make it actually just means lie, right? So lie till you get what you want. And this is quite rampant these days, especially online social media. Marketing is now essentially based on the principle of fake it till you make it. And sometimes, in fact, it's just fake it. Because till you make it is presupposes that it's going to work. So you fake it and then you make it so you actually achieved the kind of status that you wanted. And then from there, you're going to be genuine, right? Because then what you're promising, what you're claiming is going to match what you're delivering to your customers. So this is from a brand perspective. But that is not true because what happens in the future cannot be guaranteed, especially when you're using strategies like fake it till you make it. And there's tons of examples all around where you see brands faking it essentially just to fleece customers, right? To fleece the market space. And there are, of course, examples of startups that start out with the fake it till you make it kind of philosophy, and then they get a lot of investment, they get a lot of hype, and then they fall flat. Theranos, for example, is a great case study on that. Now, in the incubator, which is one of the companies that I have co-founded, I work with a lot of startup founders, startup founders, entrepreneurs, and I review a lot of pitches, and 95, maybe even 98% of the time, most founders of startups, most entrepreneurs come out with this philosophy. Sometimes they don't even know it. They think that is part of, pitching to a VC or to an incubator. Even in the branding agency that I co-founded, that I run, I see this a lot with clients who come in. Sometimes they don't have a product. They don't have, the infrastructure of a robust company or brand, and yet they want to fake it till they feel that they can make it. Now, it's not necessarily all malice, right? So it's not that every entrepreneur who sort of moves forward with that kind of philosophy is out there to scam people or to fleece people. But isn't that what it is? Whether you have intention or not, isn't that what it is? Exaggerating claims of, let's say, what your product does could be considered okay if you're just saying, okay, I'm approaching investors for funding, and to make this product really happen, to build that app or to build the technology, we would need a lot of money. And for that, we would need to show the potential investors the potential of that app. And therefore, we will say, okay, this is our vision for this app, and that's what it's going to do. We will make it happen. But when you say we will make it happen, that is not guaranteed. And of course, investors know that, and they are in that game. They're well aware of the risks of their investment. So a purist might say it's all fair and square. Okay, but what about when you have investors that don't really know the difference between an exaggerated claim and a potentially kind of real claim, because they're not, they're new to that market segment or technology. Okay, fine. let's leave investors, because as I said, they know the risks when they're getting into that investment mode. But what about influencer marketing? Influencer marketing is rampant, right? On online. And even big companies, huge brands are guilty of associating themselves with influencers that don't really have um, any kind of alignment with the authenticity of that brand, and still utilize them just because they have a few million followers. Don't get me wrong, influencer marketing is a great strategy, but it depends on what kind of influencer. Because right now, online, you find people are, there are professional influencers, right? That means they become, or they try to become, an influencer just with the sole purpose of making money off being an influencer. There may be nothing wrong with that as a career option, right? As a business option. But I think there is something wrong when the path to become that influencer, because they are not backed by, any kind of a genuine business experience or genuine, brand building experience, and yet they somehow create this kind of impression that they've been successful entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs in some cases, and they've built $1 million businesses, and they come into the public sphere with Lamborghinis in the background, or they talk about business when touring their supposedly $1 million mansions, or they claim that they have successfully helped 2,000 entrepreneurs make $1 million a year, or something like that, some outrageous. And there are many, many examples of this. In fact, right now, there is a new genre of YouTube content producers that are picking through these fake gurus, as they call them, fake influencers, picking through, analyzing, and outing these malpractices and tactics and downright sometimes fraud and scams, right? Okay, so that's another angle. But let's say you are an entrepreneur, okay, and you are a genuine business owner. Let's say, just for the sake of this video, that you plan to import fake leather jackets from China, for example, and then rebrand them and sell them. Now, that's a business idea. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, because they're fake jackets, fake leather jackets, and you're going to say that they are fake leather jackets. They're coming from China, and you're going to say they're coming from China, and you're rebranding them and you're selling them. Okay. Then, as you move forward, the fake it till you make it, if you were following that philosophy, starts with saying, first of all, okay, let's hide the fact that these are made in China and they're coming from China. Okay, then let's hide the fact that they're even fake leather jackets, right? So maybe you don't outrightly lie, but you don't mention that fact, right? You might, and there's examples of this that really happen, and I might even link to that video of a company that had a superb kind of design. They had photos of these jackets that looked really nice, and there was tons and tons of customers complaining and saying that so if that is faking till you make it, which means that you're hiding all these facts to get into the market segment, to attract your audience and then get some sales, it's really not going to work. Unless, of course, your intention initially was just to be able to sell, let's say, 1,000 jackets, make some money, and then, just slide off, right? Start another company, start another business, which again is rampant, right? Well, that's my keyword today, rampant. In that case, of course, that is what you're going to do. That's lying. But I'm talking about genuine business people thinking that by doing this and by creating this image that they are this genuine luxury leather jacket business, thinking that by faking it, there will come a day when they will become a genuine luxury leather business, jacket business, right? That's not going to happen because this faking it will involve strategies and tactics that are going to tarnish the reputation of your brand. It will leave unhappy customers, refunds, and these days, yeah, it's just going to go online. And what have you achieved? Probably some short-term sales, out of which a lot might have been refunds, um, and some maybe you got away not refunding, keeping your money, and so that's not the way to build a brand. So this advice of fake it till you make it is bad advice, right? Do not fake it for any reason. And forget about making it because you're not going to make it. Your brand is not going to make it. You may end up making some money initially, but isn't it better to build a genuine brand? So the question is, okay, then how do we compete in this market? How do I, as a small business owner with a good idea, a good business idea, with not much capital beyond just a little bit for marketing or for building the brand, how am I going to reach my audience? Number one, communicate the message, and then convince them to buy from me. Essentially, building up the sales process and then finally getting to that successful stage. How do I do that, right? Without, if I don't, so there's two questions here. The first is, how do I do it genuinely? And the other is, okay, you're saying don't fake it till you make it, and I won't. What about my competition doing it? So if they're doing it and I don't, I'm going to lose out. So let's handle these two questions. Let's start with the competition question first. So if you don't fake it and your competition fakes it, where are you going to be? You're going to be left in the dust, right? No. Look, if competition is faking it, then that is their own demise, right? They are going down the path where if their intentions is to fleece the market segment, then it's fraud, right? You don't need to follow that path. If your competition buys fake followers, fake subscribers on Twitter or YouTube, and you think that because now they have 100,000 followers, they're getting more sales, that is really not true. Having large number of subscribers means nothing these days. Believe me. It might, yeah, they might get a lot of kind of attention and, vanity metrics. It looks good just for their ego. And maybe a few people out there might think, oh, okay, oh, XYZ has 100,000 followers. So, wow, there must be a big company. That does not necessarily mean they're going to take out their wallet and make, a purchase. That is not related, to be honest. And with fake subscribers, what's going to happen? So let's say that company launches a campaign on Twitter because they have 100,000 subscribers now, or followers. Imagine if they had real followers, 100,000 real followers, then they have a new product and they run a campaign on Twitter. Industry standard, they might have 2-3% of conversion, which is fantastic. But if you have 100,000 fake subscribers, what are you going to get, right? What are they going to get? Secondly, you want to move away from the red ocean into the blue ocean. That should be your fundamental goal with your business and your brand. That means you don't want to fight in the red ocean. You don't want to be fighting in the bloodied waters with companies that are using questionable tactics, dirty tactics, buying fake followers, pretending that they are a $1 million kind of luxury enterprise and that their products are top quality while they're just simply, I don't know, maybe importing them from China, right? Or Bangladesh or whatever, India, I don't know, right? So you don't want to compete with them. You don't want to compete with them. Look, your target audience, which is also their target audience, they are not looking to work with the biggest company out there, which could be fake, right? No, they want to work with genuine companies. They want to work with authentic brands so that their hard-earned money, they spend a $50 or $100, $200, $300, whatever, $2,000, and they buy a product They want to have a value that is at least 50% more than what they paid for. And if they're not going to get it, they wouldn't care if this company is as big as Apple, right? So that is about competition. But how do you then, with a limited budget, how do you then grab the attention of the target audience without using fake it kind of tactics? How do you do that? Okay, first of all, understanding your target audience is critical, right? So that is the first step. Instead of spending time and effort on understanding your target audience, understanding that bio persona, creating that bio persona, using brand archetypes, getting under the skin of your target audience, understanding the psychology of your target audience, wasting money on trying to appear big or whatever it is, trying to appear something is utter nonsense. Because do you really know that your target audience is actually looking for, they will only buy if the company has 100,000 followers, or at least appears to have 100,000 followers? No, right? If it is, then okay, we will approach that in a different way. Doesn't mean you have to go again and get fake followers. No, then you have to target and spend all your time, effort, and resources in building that genuine 100,000 followers on Twitter. And it can be done. It's been done by many, many, many brands, right? It can be done. It will take time, yes, but it can be done. Obviously, if you are trying to make money and you don't have the time to wait that long because you want to go on a holiday or you want to buy this or that, then of course, hey, I think you need to be learning, on how to really become a brand builder, So understanding your target audience is fundamental because that begins the story. That is the first step. That informs you, what do they want? Okay. Once you understand what your target audience wants, then you decide, what tools do I have to best reach them, right? And communicate the message. And of course, then you start building an authentic brand. And yes, you need to pick a good name, a name that sounds big, but it's all about building a brand where you want to be, right? Genuinely where you want to be. Okay, yeah, that could be considered faking, but hear me out. So let's say you have a big vision, right? You have a grand vision for your business, for your brand. I don't know, maybe your company vision is to build sustainable housing for the masses, right? But right now you are a small construction company and you want clients to come take up your services, start building sales and revenue, and eventually your plan is to sort of use your resources and the cloud and the power of your company to build affordable housing for the masses. Now, with a genuine vision like that, there are two ways you can go ahead. The first, let's talk about if you were to choose the fake it till you make it. Then what you would say is, straight off the bat, you will pretend to be this huge construction company, right? It's very easy, right? I mean, you get your website up and you pay someone to create a slick website. You start building the social media kind of appearance. So buying fake followers, paying someone to post content, using other unethical or at least questionable tactics to start building cloud, appearing everywhere, using fake PR news maybe to talk about, and associating indirectly with construction projects out there which you got nothing to do with, but making it appear as if you have something to do with them, and then using influencers to tout all this. That is one way of doing it, right? Now, the way I'm saying it, yeah, might sound like, man, that is the better way to do it, right? It sounds so appealing. But no, I'm talking to you, the genuine people out there, the genuine entrepreneurs, the genuine brand builders, the people who genuinely want to build businesses. Yeah, I'm talking to you. The other route is to say, this is our vision. Right now, we are a small boutique construction company, right? With just two people, three. But we have great ambitions. We have a great vision, and we're going to work hard. We have passion to reach that vision, right? Communicate that message. Yes, have a slick website, by no means, right? But, sorry, by all means, but don't sort of fake that clout in the beginning. Don't start putting content on your website that says that you are, this huge construction. Have stock photos of big construction projects and pretending. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It goes for any business. Communicating that message to your authentic message to your audience and saying we are this genuine. Tell them about your philosophy, right? Show them why you're different from the fake companies out there. In fact, talk about it, right? Now, of course, not pointing out that those companies are fake, but just say, look, we don't want to tell you that we've been doing projects which we haven't done. We will tell you about the projects which we have done. And look, here are the projects we have done. They may be small, but our ambitions are great. Our skills are great. Our passion is great, And of course, you have to find differentiation, and you have to tell the right brand story, to go away from the red ocean to the blue ocean. Okay, I know it's been I've been rambling for about 20 minutes now. I wanted this to be a brief video, but I'm really passionate about this topic. And maybe I might do a few more, like in a series, and talk about the different nuances of this, and at the same time offering maybe a little bit of advice on what to do. Because people, there's lots of videos out there where people just talk about the things you shouldn't do without really giving some advice in return. But the one thing that I want you to take away from this video, right, is when you watch or read advice online, including mine, including this video, take it with a grain of salt, right? Reflect on it. If you read something or watch a video that says, fake it till you make it. And in fact, I'm actually looking at an Inc.com website. There's an article on it. 5 ways to fake it till you make it when starting your new business. How to make yourself bigger than you are. I mean, I am shocked. Now, Inc. is posting articles like this. Of course, Inc.com, Forbes, they've all become like, breeding grounds for fake influencers or fake gurus, because you can just pay a little bit of money and get your article posted there, or get an article written about you and your fake brand and posted there. So there was time when Inc. and all these Forbes and Huffington Post, they were all like, reputable outlets for content. And when you read about a company there, when you read about a brand there, that is a good kind of reference. It is they're vouching for them. But right now, so take it with a grain of salt, and don't go for strategies and tactics that promise you quick results, because it cannot, right? You cannot hope to become a multi-million-dollar business if you're starting out with, less than $2,000 and thinking, I want to get there, and I will then use this $2,000 for pay, I don't know, a strategy or a guru or someone who will make it happen for me. No, right? if this guru or whoever it is, whatever it is, a company, a service, can turn your business into $1 million business with $2,000, why are they in this business, right? They should be making those millions instead. Anyway, something to think about. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. And if you have questions, well, I'm sure there won't be many questions, right? Except how to do it. But let me know what you think. Do you think what I'm saying is ridiculous? Or do you agree with it, right? Just let me know. And till my next video, take care.